It's a pleasure to be here, and we follow the situation in Romania very closely. We were impressed by the fact that your civil movement managed to collect such a huge number of signatures in such a short time, 3 million in only 4 months. We have achieved the same in Croatia. We collected 20% of signatures of our voters. We had to do it only in 2 weeks. And because this is the law we have. And at the time when we collected signatures for referendum, our president and our prime minister and the government was against this referendum. Actually, collection of signatures was a response of citizens to the intention of politicians to change the key institution in every society, and that is marriage and family, without consulting people, without giving any arguments, just doing it because somebody tells them that they should do it, or because they think it would be a good idea. Such an essential cultural and sociological change, a change of marriage, which has impact on every human being in the society, cannot be done without giving a very serious arguments. I would like to stress that marriage exists in the form between man and woman from the time of Rome, and it was protected, and it was the definition that was given in the Roman law is the one that was used until recently all over the world. And in this definition, man and woman unite in order to have children. Why do I stress this? Because Christianity has later on added one term to this. It says, man and woman unite in love to have children. But why is the society, why are we all interested in marriage? Because marriage brings new generation to the society. And we as a society, we want to protect these children. We want to ensure that they are well. We have to have general interest in this. It is not interest in the relations between two adults. It is of no interest to the state. It is not even interest in the quality of love and communication between this man and this woman or these two adults. We are interested in the marriage because it is the foundation of family, and it is the way that children come into the world. So for us, it was motivation to start this referendum was the clear understanding that the best place for the child to come into the world and be raised, and there is no doubt about this in the sociological, psychological, medical studies, is a union between a man and woman, the only union which can create a new human being. As I said, our president and our prime minister and the government were against the referendum, but in spite of this, when all legal preconditions were met, they have organized the referendum within 6 months after we have submitted signatures. They have followed the recommendation of a Venice Commission dealing with the referendum. In spite of the fact that they were against and they were misusing their political position to all the time speaking against referendum on marriage, the voters, 67% of them, demanded the constitutional protection of marriage, and today marriage between a woman and a man is a part of Croatian constitution. There is another element of this very important fight that is taking place now in Romania, and it has to do with the role of us, people, in the society in which we live. I have lived for half of my life in a regime which was called socialism or communism, and I was not allowed to express my view on things and my vision of the society or what are my values in a democratic way. Now I live for 25 years in democracy, and I'm also receiving a message that I should not share my values with the society. The fact that some politicians in Romania do not agree with the family coalition on marriage does not give them right to prevent a referendum on this. Referendum is the most democratic way of expressing opinion, wishes, and attitudes for people. And if the government is allowing only those referendums with which they agree, what is then the point? Usually, citizens organize themselves and collect signatures and want a referendum on the topics that they don't agree with government. So it is clear that in such a circumstances, we do have a legal framework in order to enable citizens to express in a respectful, legal form, without demonstrations, without violence, to express what they want. Okay. I have to say that at the beginning, when we started to collect signatures, I was really thinking that most of our politicians do not understand what do we want from them. I thought then, at the beginning, that if we show them facts, if we show them arguments, if we show them that there are many of us who share the same opinion, they will say, okay then, I mean, now we got it, you have good arguments, this is in the interest of our people, of our country, of our state, there are many of you, so this democratic precondition is here, so if most people want something, we will give them. But we have seen it's not like that. It doesn't work like that. Actually, there was every intention to stop majority to express what they want. And then there was every intention to prevent putting into action what majority asked. I mean, this really reminded us of the time in which we lived in a communism. Because how can we say that we live in democracy if people decide about something in a democratic way and then the politicians and government do not respect it? So I think that Romania, this what Coalition for Family did, is even beyond the most important work on behalf of children and family, interest of children to be adopted, raised in a family of man and woman, or in the interest of promoting marriage as a very important union for every society. I think that here we have also on the table a topic of democracy. Are people, are Romanians, are Croats allowed to live according to their values, to our values, and are we allowed to express them and ask from people who should represent us to respect this? Are we allowed this? Well, we were allowed this in Croatia after a lot of struggle, which still continues. We have had a referendum, and people said they want constitutional protection of marriage. I hope the same will happen in Romania very soon. Thank you.